In this video, we're going to talk about market equilibrium and specifically how competitive markets achieve equilibrium. First, just a quick review of some terminology. The word equilibrium itself means balance or harmony. When there is an equilibrium in the market, there is a balance among the participants in that market. So market equilibrium is a situation in which consumers can buy all the good they wish and producers can sell all the good that they wish. A market equilibrium has two components. There's the equilibrium price and the equilibrium quantity. The equilibrium price is sometimes referred to as the market clearing price. That's the price at which quantity demanded equals quantity supplied. And the equilibrium quantity is the amount of the good that's bought and sold in the market at equilibrium. So here we have a simple market represented by both supply and demand schedules and a supply and demand graph. And we can see that in this market, equilibrium occurs where quantity demanded equals quantity supplied at an equilibrium or market clearing price of $4 and an equilibrium quantity of 300 units. Now the question is, how does a competitive market achieve this equilibrium? Well, to discover this, to determine how markets achieve equilibrium, we ask ourselves the question, what would happen if the price in the market were not at $4? Suppose, for example, that firms were to set a price at $6, a price that is above equilibrium. So we're looking here at a price that is greater than the equilibrium price, $6. At $6, quantity demanded would be 100 units. Quantity supplied is 500 units. Quantity supplied is obviously greater than quantity demanded. We refer to this situation as an excess supply, or more commonly we call this a surplus in the market. When quantity supplied is greater than quantity demanded, we refer to this as a surplus. A surplus would mean that firms are seeing their inventories piling up. In the case of perishable goods, this could be a disaster. If it were milk or some other good that easily perishes, then we would have a lot of spoilage on our hand. Well, in this case, with an excess supply or surplus, firms would see their inventories piling up. They would respond in two ways. They would respond, first of all, by lowering their price, and then by producing less, reducing the quantity supplied. And so we can see this not only in the schedule, but also in our graph at a price of $6. We see that quantity supplied is greater than quantity demanded. In fact, we know that this is a 400 unit surplus. Firms see their inventories piling up. They respond by producing less and lowering price. And so they will move along their supply curve. As firms lower price, quantity demanded will rise. And so we see buyers and sellers converging to this $4 equilibrium price. This is in the case where price is greater than equilibrium. Now let's look at a situation where firms set a price that's less than the equilibrium price. Say a price of $2. We can see this both in our schedule and on our graph, $2 price. In fact, let's use the graph in this case. At $2, quantity demanded is 500 units. Quantity supplied is 100 units. In this case, quantity demanded is greater than quantity supplied. We call this an excess demand, or more commonly, a shortage. There's a shortage in the market. Long lines of customers, angry customers, customers whose orders are not being filled. This is a situation in which firms will respond by raising price and correspondingly increasing the quantity supplied. As they raise price, firms will move along their supply curve. Higher price means that quantity demanded will fall, and so again we see a convergence to this equilibrium price and equilibrium quantity. Equilibrium price is $4 and equilibrium quantity is 300 units. So whether the price is above or below equilibrium, we see an adjustment in the market. Firms respond by decreasing or increasing the price. So a quick review. How is market equilibrium achieved? If price is above equilibrium, we have a surplus. Sellers reduce price, reduce quantity supplied. If price is less than equilibrium price, then we have a shortage, and sellers respond by raising their price and increasing quantity supplied.